Silas Runewolf let out a deep breath. He felt like collapsing. He felt like heading back upstairs and getting into bed, where he would later wake up, be told that there were 64 days until the invasion, and get on with it. After a night fighting cinder spiders, coupled with the pressure of the looming inspection from the Ale Alliance, the overwhelming weight of the invasion message, his hope of finding the men he'd served with, and his desire to help his new neighbor, Eleanor Nellie Redgrave, Silas was already exhausted. And it wasn't even noon. But he was also alive, or as alive as a dead person could be in the underworld, which had quickly become his second chance at life. This was the reason for the grim smile that stretched across his face as he looked over at Azor, who was frantically sweeping the pub. "What?" the fire spirit asked, pausing, the flames flickering at the back of her head suddenly tangled. "Look at Patches." Azor turned to the piebald pubcat, who had just picked up a broken bit of a chair with his teeth and was in the process of dragging it out of the pub. Patches knew. Silas didn't know how he knew what was about to happen, but Patches seemed aware that they were trying desperately to tidy up the place. A knock at the door of the old lamplighter swiftly stole his grin. "I can delay them," Azor told Silas. No. Silas looked one more time at the mess that was his pub. It was only about halfway cleaned at the moment, and there were still burned bits of cinder spiders laying about, plus pockets of glass, some of it melted, from the pint glasses that the spiders had knocked over in their mad dash away from the well behind the old lamplighter. His eyes settled on a curious burn mark on the wall right behind the bar. It was as if a flaming spider had jumped on the wall and used it to springboard in a different direction. The knock again. "I'll get it," Silas told Azor. After dusting himself off, Silas approached the door and opened it to find a dark-haired woman with striking green eyes. A painting wrapped in cloth was tucked under her arm. "Silas!" "I'm glad it's you," he told Iron Rose, the owner of the Ugly Duckling pub in the neighboring town of Cinderpeak. "What happened?" A lot has happened. I brought you this." She removed the cloth covering to show Silas a painting of a swan, one set in a nice frame that had been painted with gold accents. "Sort of a pub-warming gift. Did I already give you one? I can't remember," she said, as she peeked around his shoulder. "By the gods! It's not pretty." He motioned for her to come inside, and it gets worse. "Worse?" "Representatives from the Ale Alliance will be here at any moment. Did you see them coming into town?" "I took the portal. I didn't see anyone," Rose said as she stepped in. Her nose crinkled. "What's the smell?" "Hi, Rose." As flames rose off her shoulders, Azor launched into an explanation of what had happened last night, how they had later hunted down a giant cinder spider possessed by a demon known as a Hell Rift. While she spoke, Patches finished taking the bit of wood outside. He stepped back into the pub, saw Iron Rose, offered her a clipped mew, and went back to work cleaning. "Thanks for this," Silas told Rose, as he continued admiring the painting. "Do you mind if I, hang it now?" Iron Rose glanced at the burn mark behind the bar. "By all means. I'll help." "You don't have to," he told her. "Wait, I'm missing something here." A questioning glance was directed his way. "How did you get down the well? Did you mention that?" "You're going to love that part," Azor said, excitement causing her to flare up. "Archlumen Tilbot has a power called Shrink. He shrank Silas, Tiberius, and himself down." Her face filled with shock. "What?"